4 seed being the 76ers, the 5 seed being the Raptors. In the season series matchup, I believe the Raptors won 3-1. This is going to be a very tall tale sign. I mean, there's so much on the line, right? MVP voting had just finished. We don't know if it's going to be Joel Embiid or the Joker or Devin Booker. I think it's safe to say that the media wants Joker to win. I even have Joker winning as MVP as well, too. So I think from that standpoint, it's going to be interesting to see. And then just how the Raptors always find a way to stay relevant is pretty interesting as well, too. I think Nick Nurse is a top 5 coach in the league, and I think he's one of the best. Him and his staff are the best at player development as well, too. For them to win 3-1, that shows you that they were locked into their game plan as well. So it's going to come down to X's and O's, honestly. And we have some breaking news that Matisse Thybulle does not want to get the second dose to get vaccinated. So that means there's not going to be anyone to really guard Pascal Siakam. So expect Pascal Siakam to kind of pretty much give you 25 and 12 a night with a couple more assists as well, too. He's been playing like an all-NBA type of player these past couple months as well. So, guys, someone at least bother him, that's going to kind of be a problem. So I think it's going to come down to coaching. I think it's going to come down to home court as well, too. I mean, Philly is one of the best, teams at home. But we're going to see. It's going to be interesting. But all this kind of gets blown out the door, right? If James Harden plays like James Harden, right? If James Harden can give you, it's crazy because like I'm so used to him giving you 30 plus a night. Now I'm like, yo, can you at least give me 22 to 25 a night? Like that would do it. But his legacy is definitely on the line, for sure. We already know we're gonna get out of Joel Embiid. He's consistently consistent. James Harden, because Daryl Morey gave away Ben Simmons, obviously he didn't play, gave away Andre Drummond, gave away Seth Curry. Your bench is a little bit more depleted. So James Harden, that regular season shit, can slide. But the reason why you came back is because you wanted to have more responsibility on the offensive and from the scoring position as well, too. So it's going to really come down to James Harden. If you can give you 25 plus those assists, then I think they're going to beat them in 6. But I don't really just see, him. Maybe he was just kind of pacing himself, and maybe he wanted, Embiid to probably, feel more empowered and try to give him the scoring title so he can win MVP. I really don't know. But just based off of the eye test, Harden clearly isn't the Harden that we've grown accustomed to all those years in Houston and that first year with them before the hamstring injury in Brooklyn as well, too. So Embiid wants it a lot. I think Doc is going to muster up a way to outcoach Nick Nurse. But Nick Nurse, he be playing chess too, man. I saw it firsthand. But it's too much on the line for the 76ers, so I got the 76ers in 7. What about you?
Let me just say this. I would love for the Raptors to whoop their ass. Because I just genuinely don't like the 76ers. But like you said, if James Harden doesn't show up, the Raptors don't have to really bother Embiid. They have a lot of length. They have a lot of guys like Precious Achua, basically who are smaller centers who can really stretch the floor. They have Scotty Barnes, guys like that. They have a lot of inexperience with some of their players, including Pascal Siakam, including OG. These guys aren't exactly like built, vets. They're still young guys who
Championship pedigree though.
Very, very team, but they've been to the championship, but still their best player is Fred VanVleet. And if he's not going to show up like he's supposed to, they might get blown out of the water. Now,
you don't think Pascal's their best player?
No, I don't.
Wow, that's interesting.
I think Fred VanVleet is their best player. I think Pascal's great for the regular season, and we know what happens when he gets to the playoffs. He doesn't show up. I mean, if Kawhi Leonard wants to show up in the Raptors uniform, then Pascal is going to show up too, but not this season. I have, damn, I guess I have the 76ers winning. Like you said, if James Harden shows up, I think if you're gonna have to put bodies on Embiid, you're gonna have a lot of fouls. A lot of young guys are gonna have to foul him, and then it just opens it up for everybody else on the floor. Your shooters, you got Tobias Harris, who's superstar, might go nuclear. You never know. But yeah, I got 76ers.
Damn. Okay. Cool. I'm still kind of mind boggled how you said Pascal Siakam isn't their best player, but I mean, obviously Fred VanVleet was,
The all-star.
the all-star, but let's
Sure.
not forget Pascal Siakam was that number 2, number 3 option championship run in this year. I'm pretty sure he had shoulder surgery in the offseason. So that's why it took him a while to kind of get back to normal. But like you said before, even against the Heat, he can be a bit limited on the offensive end as well too, especially when the shot's not going. So that's going to be interesting as well too. This actually might be one of the nastiest series as well too. If James Harden and Joel Embiid are going to be at the free throw line all game, like they have to slide 2.5 hours. That shit might be 3 hours. So
Thanks.
it's going to be interesting in how physical the matchup is going to be, and the whistle blowing of the refs as well too.